What are you doing in my room?
What's up, nerds? It's time to learn with Mentillo, learn with Mentillo, learn with Mentillo while we wear pajamas. Learn with Mentillo, learn with Mentillo, learn with Mentillo, then we wash our hands.
Hi, I'm Mr. Mendillo, and I am going to teach you how to make a great video presentation. Now, regardless of what your presentation is, whether it's a musical performance, whether you're singing a song, whether you're reciting a speech or an oral report or a monologue, it doesn't matter. The fact is, you need to be seen and heard well. And this video is going to teach you how to do just that. Let's do it. Credits. Okay, lighting. Next time you find yourself staring at the sun and there happens to be a solar eclipse, do you notice that when the moon moves in front of the sun, the moon becomes very dark? Well, that's because if we imagine the sun as a light source and the moon is just a normal old object, that object will now become silhouetted behind that light source and it's going to be very dark and unable to be seen. Any light source that's behind the object is called backlighting. And if you have light coming this way towards the camera behind you, then you're going to end up becoming very dark and you don't want that. Instead, you want to front light yourself. You want to make sure that the light source is in front of you, shining towards you. You either have natural lighting from a window, a ceiling light, or a lamp. Understand that light from these sources will scatter. It will spread out and kind of lay a blanket on everything around it. It tends to flatten images and it causes some unwanted shadows. Or you'll end up getting whitewashed, kind of like what I look like right now. Play around until you find something that works. I mean, I'm just using a ceiling light right here, and I have like an $8 O-ring light that I got from Amazon that's shining down on me. I'm also I'm wearing a hat because if I took my hat off, oh my goodness, look how bright and shiny that head is. We don't want any light hitting the camera, even if it's bouncing off someone's bald head. Finally, don't shine the light directly into your eyes. That's going to be uncomfortable. Okay, now that we can see you because light is hitting you, we want to be able to see you in a visually appealing way. Anytime you watch TV or movies or whatever, everything that you're seeing is taking place inside what's called the frame, okay? It's like the frame of a picture. And you want to make sure that everything in that frame is visually appealing. I didn't really take a lot of time in setting up something pretty behind me, but you should. How one is placed inside of a frame is called framing. There are several types of framing in cinema. This image shows the various kinds. Depending on what you're doing for your video, framing matters. For example, if you were playing guitar in Miss Boyle's class, then you'd want to make sure that the guitar is situated in the camera, and you want to make sure that your face is also visual as well as your hands and your arms. An extreme close-up is a dumb idea if you're playing guitar. Artistically, I could have chosen a full shot of my entire body, but that leaves too much in the shot to distract the viewer, such as my framed photo of Roger Clemens posing with my brothers and I, all four of us with sweet, sweet mullets. When you're doing just talking to the camera like I am now, a medium close-up is probably the best bet to go. You want to go from your chest with a little bit of negative space on the top and even on each side. Now I am centered in the middle of the frame. If I were to go over here, well, that might not be a bad idea if my presentation needed to have some graphics here, like in a news anchor story or whatever. The only purpose I would have for standing over here is if you wanted to take a look at this picture. It's a drawing of Ishmael from Moby Dick. Basically, if something needs to be seen, adjust accordingly. The best way to go is chest up to the top of the head like this in the center of the frame. That is a medium shot. Now, I know that a lot of you don't have tripods for your phones, and that's totally fine, but you still have to make sure that that camera is level with your eyes so that you're not looking up, you're not looking down. So traditionally in film, a high shot where the camera's looking down on an individual, that high shot makes the object seem vulnerable or powerless. A shot from underneath makes the subject appear ominous and powerful, maybe even villainous. But the worst case scenario is a low angle shot makes you look fat. Oh, one more thing. If you're filming with a smartphone, please make sure that your camera is being shot in landscape mode. This is called landscape mode. It is horizontal, okay? So you can see that the camera is being shot full screen, and you're not going to have those annoying bars on the top if you're shooting this way. Sound. Hey, look, I get it. Not all of us can afford to have home studios. That's fine. But believe it or not, cell phones these days have incredible sound recording capabilities. Don't be discouraged to use your cell phone. The key to great sound, however, is silence. You need to record in as quiet of a room as possible. Now, I live on a main road, so I always have cars driving by. I have a dog that likes to bark randomly, and there's also the sound of my own heavy breathing from years of bread and cheese consumption. I need to make sure that my room is super, super quiet. All those sounds from outside and from inside and from the fans running and all that, they're all gonna get picked up. So make sure that your room is as quiet as possible. Please enunciate and speak clearly while you're being recorded. Filming outside is generally not a great idea either because of wind, because of sounds of nature, because of bird surveillance drones. Try to keep things indoors unless you absolutely have to go outside. But if outside is super quiet, like right after a snowfall, ooh, yeah! If you're singing as part of your presentation, please play the music in your headphones and then record yourself singing to the track that's going in your ear and then overlay the music on afterwards. If you're just playing an instrument like an acoustic guitar, make sure the sound waves from that guitar are directly hitting the microphone. I know it seems like common sense, but trust me, if you're singing and playing an instrument at the same time, try to aim for a 50-50 music to vocal sound wave combination. I would lean more towards 60% your voice and 40% the musical instrument. Now, after all this is said and done, the key to it all is to practice. Try different rooms of your house, try different lighting setups, do the best you can with what you got, and then watch the footage. And if you're not happy with it, do it over again. If you pick up on something, someone else will likely pick up on it as well. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, now how to upload to the internet. Okay, so you just use your phone to film the greatest video of all time, but how do you get it to the internet? Very simple. Regardless of whether or not you have Apple, Android, Google phones, whatever they got out there, download the Google Drive app, because with that app, you can then just submit your work on your school Google Drive account. Well, that's it, nerds! Make sure your lighting is good, make sure the sound is being heard, make sure that you're properly placed in the, oh, I hit the microphone, make sure you're properly placed in the frame, speak clearly and articulately, and make sure you look directly in the camera, okay? And make sure you're not blurry like this. See ya. Goodbye.